Okay, so let me put it to you like this. The conservative Republican principle is to look both ways before crossing the street. The liberal Democrat way is to cross the street without looking and hope that the traffic light is changed to stop traffic from coming their way. The conservative Republican principle works. The problem is that we have too many Republicans acting like liberals. The liberals are drunk with the idea of getting a piece of somebody else's pie, and the liberal elites are drunk with power. The power they get from intoxicating you and then taking advantage of you dig? You've got a whole lot of people in America with their hand out to the government, the same government that has their hands in the pockets of the people they're supposed to be serving. You've given the government the go-pass to dig into the pockets of your kids, too. You like my daughter? She has a bright future. Her pockets will be nice and full for you to milk. Oh, perhaps you like my son. Turn around, son. Show the nice government your assets, the assets they'll be tapping. Now, if that disturbs you, it should, because that's what's happening. Our society is proving more and more that our children are expendable to save our own necks. We're losing a society that found our children worth suffering and dying for to protect their future. Now, embryonic stem cell is a perfect example, the cowardly sacrifice of the unborn to prevent our own suffering. If you have no reservations about sacrificing the lives of the unborn to prevent your own suffering, then you most certainly have no reservations about sacrificing the revenue of the next generation either. Now, I understand a lot of you liberals love animals and everything, but loving animals and acting like animals are two totally different things. And a lot of you liberals are acting like animals and eating your young and the young of others for the sake of self. And you call soldiers baby killers? A soldier will throw his or her body over a grenade to make sure that the soldier within the blast range gets to go home and see the children they haven't even met yet, and liberate the children in that region from people who have disregard for children. You know, people like you. Like I said, you liberals are drunk with the idea of getting a piece of somebody else's pie. Drunkenness impedes judgment and causes one to ignore consequences. This is displayed by the fact that too many of you liberals are inconsiderate of where this money is coming from. This money is coming from the businesses who would give more jobs but can't because the government is taking too much money from them. That's more money that you can earn from a business, but instead you'd rather the government just give you a little bit of it, and that's how liberal Democrat officials keep you as pets. With little jerky treats they strip off the backs of businesses. This money also comes from being dependent on other countries that don't really like us, yet have invested in us to fortify their aristocracies and bolster their position in the world. There's a problem. We're losing the nation that had something to invest in. Our economy has been driven by manufacturing, agriculture, innovations, and services. Not so much anymore. Now our economy is being dragged by consumption. So wouldn't it stand to reason that when other countries see that we have lost our luster and usefulness, then the money will stop coming from them too? And of course the money is gonna come from our children. But hey, you could do the morally superior act of having abortions to protect our children from our debts. Listen, the government are just people, and many people are in debt. And what do people do to try to solve their debt? They open up a new credit card and get deeper into debt. Then they go spending they don't have. The government is doing the exact same thing. Also, whose money will you spend more wisely? The money you worked hard for or somebody else's money? You're gonna spend the money you worked for more wisely. Well, see, the government isn't spending the money they worked for. They're spending the money that you worked for, which is a big part of why they spend it carelessly. It ain't theirs. You Obama supporters are an affirmation of this. You keep telling us to give Obama a chance, the chance you never gave George Bush. You stuck your foot out to trip George Bush for 8 years and accused him for falling. His failure was your unholy grail worth crippling our economy over. See, your entitlement mentality played a large part of what has crippled our economy, and your entitlement mentality resonates with you insisting that Obama is entitled to a chance. No, he has to earn it. Capitalism, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is what made this country great, not socialism, the right to death, debauchery, and the equal distribution of misery. Now, if America can remain the former, she'll sustain. Liberals want to see America fail and collapse as the former, but that won't happen. Liberals want America to become the latter. The irony is that the America they want is the America that will collapse. That's not theory. That has happened throughout a history of nations with empty stomachs, diseased families, coup d'etats, genocide, etc. Now, a lot of you liberals accuse America of being the aforementioned. And if that's the case, why are you instigating a self-fulfilling prophecy?